So Kevin, I can hear the cynics out there about this whole employee engagement idea. Is this just another way to spend money, or is there some return here? How would you respond to them?
Yeah, well, the first part is you don't have to spend a lot of money, but we'll get to that, how we can drive engagement in ways that don't cost a lot of money. But I think more important is, so what is the payoff? You know, what do we get out of this? Is there a real hard ROI? And it's really clear now that there's a huge mountain of evidence that says yes, strong correlation between engaged employees and total shareholder return, which of course is the holy grail, right? I mean, that's the end point for business success. I think the study I was most impressed with came from Connexa, and they showed that engaged companies outperformed disengaged companies by fivefold over 5 years. So 5 times higher total shareholder return over 5 years. Towers Perrin did a study that showed engaged companies had a 6% higher net income. Aon did one where if you could get 65% or more of your employees engaged, you outperformed the stock market average by 22 percentage points. So, you know, C-level executives are always talking about talent is our most important asset. And I know they believe that, but of course, behind closed doors, we're talking about shareholder return, share price, increasing value. And the evidence is clear. Clear correlation. The more engaged your employees are, the higher your total shareholder returns are, and all the metrics in between as well.
I mean, that's great data. I mean, it shows that this isn't a necessary, it's a soft skill that provides a hard return. What could be better than that?
That's exactly right, exactly right.
So I think what you're describing is a concept you talked about in the book, the engagement shareholder value chain.
Yeah, that's right. I'm building it off of the old concept of the service profit chain, and basically saying it all starts with engagement. So engaged employees with their discretionary effort, they're going to provide higher levels of service, higher levels of quality, they're going to be more productive, and they'll stay in their jobs longer. You'll retain them longer. So all of that better service and quality, that's going to lead to happier customers. Happier customers buy more frequently and refer you. So that's a driver on sales, on your top line growth. More productive employees drives higher profit margins. When you have growing sales, growing profit margins, you have a growing share price. So the chain goes all the way from employee engagement, employee performance, satisfied customers, higher growth and profit, to higher share price. That's the chain, and people who understand this mechanism no longer think, it's just about making people happy and there's no hard return. It's a direct correlation right there.
Well, 2 companies come to mind right away. The first is FedEx, who has a very similar structure in the way that they go to market, and Zappos.com, who also has a very similar philosophy. Both companies that have outperformed their competitors and outperformed the marketplace with a very similar strategy.
Yeah, that's right. And what's so great about these stories, I mean, I love this, Zappos, at a time when there became a model for call centers where most of them were outsourced, and it was all about how many calls could you take in an hour, and what was the wait time, and everything was measured to this efficiency around lowering cost. And all of a sudden Zappos says, wait a minute, it's about do whatever you need to do to delight this customer. They're a customer, they're a friend, they're calling with a problem, they're calling a need. Delight that customer. And of course we know that if that service recovery, you will actually have a more loyal customer if you've done a service recovery than if you've never had a problem to begin with. So that's it. I mean, Tony at Zappos and those companies really realize employee engagement, a happy and engaged workforce, positive culture. As you treat your employees, they will treat your customers, and happy customers will keep coming back.